Hello students, we all are familiar with the word mail. For passing any information or message, we use mail. Today all of us use internet for mailing facility. But internet is not the only and exact medium for passing out messages. It can be done through post office, courier service and parcel delivery service. The primary functions of all these services are collection, processing, transmission and delivery of mails. Here we will know about Royal Mail Service. Royal Mail is the government-owned postal service in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Royal Mail is responsible for universal mail collection and delivery in the UK. To give you a brief summary and make you more familiar with the company, let me tell you about the history of the company. The Royal Mail can trace its history back to 1516 when Henry VIII established a Master of the Posts, a post which eventually evolved into the office of the Postmaster General. The Royal Mail Service was first made available to the public by Charles I on 31st July 1635, with postage being paid by the recipient. The monopoly was farmed out to Thomas Witherings. In the 1640s, Parliament removed the monopoly from Witherings, and during the Civil War and First Commonwealth, the Parliamentary Postal Service was run at great profit for himself by Edmund Prydeix. In 1653, Parliament set aside all previous grants for postal services and contracts were let for the inland and foreign mails to John Manley. In July 1655, the post office was put under the direct government control of John Thurlow. Between 1719 and 1763, Ralph Allen, postmaster at Bath, signed a series of contracts with the post office to develop and expand Britain's postal network.
How do you tell the story of something that's been part of British life since 1500? How can you transform history into something that comes alive for every user? We've taken the challenge of telling the 500-year history of Royal Mail's innovation heritage.
Royal Mail was not privatized in the 1980s or 1990s and currently remains a state-owned company. However, the Postal Services Act 2011 enables the government to privatize up to 90% of Royal Mail, with 10% being held by Royal Mail employees. The first sale of shares is expected in late 2013 or early 2014. The Act makes provision for Post Office Limited to continue to be owned by the Crown or a mutual ownership structure. In 2006, Royal Mail delivered 84 million items every working day and had a network of 14,376 post offices with revenue of $9.056 billion and profits before tax were £312 million. In 2006, Royal Mail delivered 84 million items every working day and had a network of 14,776 post offices with revenue of £9.056 billion and profits before tax were £312 million. For the financial year 2008-9, Royal Mail had an operating profit of £321 million with all four group businesses in a full year profit for the first time in 2 decades.
Royal Mail is currently in the midst of the greatest period of change in its 370-year history. Over the course of the past 3 years, the company has made impressive gains in its service and financial performance, turning around from a business that was failing to one that is not only meeting its service obligations, but also generating sufficient profit to reinvest in its future. However, whilst the progress to date has been good, the business still faces a massive task ahead of it as it starts to compete in the evolving deregulated postal market. Mail touches the lives of every single person in the country, which poses unique challenges to Royal Mail. The organisation has to convince companies it can provide them with the best in service. It also has to battle against public perceptions of a government-owned business and in recent years, public opinion of Royal Mail was typically negative, often for a good reason.
Royal Mail provides various services. Few of them are special delivery. Royal Mail Special Delivery is an expedited mail service that guarantees delivery by 1 p.m. or 9 a.m. the next day for an increased cost. In the event that the item does not arrive, there is a money-back guarantee. It ensures goods between the value of £50 for 9 a.m. or £500 for 1 p.m. to £2,500. Business services. The Royal Mail runs, alongside its stamped mail services, another sector of post called business mail. The large majority of Royal Mail's business mail service is for PPI or franked mail, where the sender prints their own stamp. Non-postal services. The General Post Office introduced telegraph services in 1870 and telephone services in 1912. It took over nearly all of Britain's municipal telephone companies and was responsible for the resultant telephone network until British Telecommunications (BT) was demerged by the British Telecommunications Act 1981. Its main competitor is FedEx and DHL. DHL Aviation is a division of DHL Express responsible for providing air transport capacity. It is not a single airline but refers to several airlines owned, co-owned or chartered by DHL Express. Both of these companies compete with Royal Mail for the better service of delivering mail. Royal Mail offers a range of specialist services for publishers, higher education institutions and public sector organizations. Its powerful direct marketing channels can maximize response from existing customers and help to reach new ones. Its main focus is to satisfy its customers with better service. For this, it is introducing new technologies to make the delivery process fast and furious. Goodbye and all the best.